Hi, my name is Britton Brown. I'm with TradeHive. I wanted to take a moment here just to talk to those traders out there, specifically retail traders, traders that are aspiring to be professional traders. Tell you a little bit about what my company does to provide you with the most up-to-date information and why it's invaluable for you as a trader. And maybe some of the things that you've never really thought about. So I'm just going to spitball this a little bit and talk about what the advantages are to the information that we provide. What I can tell you is we are not prop firm traders at this firm. We are cash traders. We trade real capital. We trade a multitude of different markets. And so a little bit about myself. I've been trading for over 30 years. I think about 33 to be exact. I started my career at the Chicago Board of Trade. I've had memberships at the Board of Trade, at the Board of Trade in Kansas City, leased a membership at the Chicago Merc. I was a floor trader for a long time, approximately 14 years, until everything kind of went over to the screen. And the reason I bring this up, and at one point I was managing an institutional desk with Prudential Beige. So here's my point to all this, and something to think about. One, my team and I provide our clients with research paperwork on the markets. And I'll kind of go through some of what it is on a daily basis before the market opens. But we also provide a extensive research over the weekend to help that trader prepare. Some of the things that we do over the weekend, of course, we do the Commitment to Traders report because that is invaluable for you. And if you take anything away from this conversation, I guess, understand that this is not just about charts. And if that's the way you're doing things, you are seeing such a minute picture of what's really happening. And so when we approach, and I'm going to kind of start from the weekend for you, typically Friday or Saturday, I will go through with my team and we will do Commitment to Traders reports on the ES, on the NASDAQ, and then we have a blended report that we do for our clients. The COT for the ES and NQ, we give that away for you. So here's the beauty part. Whether you end up, if you're trying to go to the professional route, the information we give you is invaluable. If you wanted a team of analysts to do your work for you, and I'll tell you why in a second you'd want that, it would cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars to have that team put in place. Because I trade as much as I do, I have that team. And I know exactly what I want. So, I look at it like too much information, analysis paralysis, but the right information is invaluable. And so after 30 plus years of doing this, I know exactly what I want. I took this away. It's not something I came up on my own. It was on the institutional side of things. When you walk in as a desk trader, you have a team of analysts and you have a multitude of reports that you're going through before you allocate risk. And so you want to make sure you know exactly what's going on. That's why I say these reports are invaluable, because when you see the domino effect of things that are happening from the asset classes, this totally makes sense. So over the weekend, we do the Commitment to Traders report. As I said, I give that to you for free. The blended report, that is for our clients only. Also, we do a cycle desk report, and this is the report right here, and it goes through the Dow Jones Industrial Average cycles, the S&P cycles. It gives you a full report on each one, the NASDAQ 100 cycle, the Dow Jones VIX, the VIX itself. It goes through the Financial Stress Index cycle and the NASDAQ VIX cycle. And then it gives you a full detailed report of why, what we can summarize from that particular report. And the reason that's important for you as a trader is because institutions use cycles, and it will tell you when they're allocating risk, when they start to take risk off the table, and when it's a risk-off situation. So that's why that market report's invaluable to our clients. The next report that we do is over the weekend is we're going to do a TradeHive Global Asset Transmission Report. It's a weekend report. It's a recap of the week. It's a look into the future. And when it comes to asset classes, you have to understand how these dominoes fall from, because institutions aren't just trading the S&Ps, and they're not just trading the NASDAQ, and they don't just make a bet on the Forex market, on the currency market, or even the commodity market. When you're buying grains and when you're selling grains. So one asset class can make a difference in how you trade. And why I'm saying that is you probably never realized this, but if you've ever taken a trade that looked really good on the charts and you got a little bit of a profit and you're expecting that pop or a sell-off and it doesn't materialize, oftentimes they are moving from asset class to another asset class. And in essence, I could take for an example today, it's May 4th, and we come into this morning and we know that we have a divergence type of atmosphere. We're watching the dollar, we're watching crude oil. Do we have a supply problem? No, we have a demand problem. But when you have the dollar going up and crude oil going up, that puts pressure on equities. You see what I'm saying? So if you have the dollar going up, and that's going to put pressure on the foreign currency market, and vice versa. So what we're really looking for is the dollar to come back off. We're pretty much in a range bound, so we knew that coming into the day. And so we're watching the crude oil because that's the catalyst. And we prepare all of our clients with that same information because, like I said, there is a process here when you look at how, say, for an example, we have on the member side, when we come up with a asset class catalyst in regards to, say, the primary shock being crude oil, we're looking at the energy complex. That would be the first domino that we're looking at. Domino 2 is interest rates in the dollar. Domino 3 is going to be inflation expectations. Domino 4 are risk assets under pressure. Domino 5 is sentiment and liquidity. And so the VIX starts to come into play. The VIX has been down and on its lows. And now we're seeing a little bit of a pop this morning, which is, with crude oil going up, with the geopolitical situation, we write about that. We're looking at these things and trying to determine what gives us the best advantage coming into the market. So again, we do that over the weekend. So it's I look at the weekend as that's really the basis of homework time. It's an opportunity for you to put the information together, what we went through for the week, what we're looking at for the upcoming week, how to have a game plan Sunday night when the market opens. So you can kind of get the gist of how powerful that is. Every morning we put out for free for you an overnight macro market report that is on the website. You're probably wondering where the website is. That's at TradeHiveCommunity.com. We also post that you can join us on, we just put together the school community. It's under TradeHive Community. You go there. It's free to join. There's obviously, there's a gateway to the professional reports that we put out for our clients, and occasionally we'll post some stuff out there. I'm not here to try to put together a community of live trading. However, if you're a new trader, what we venture to do is two things for you. One, you probably can't afford one of the live trading communities. So we want to, for you, what we've scheduled is 1 day a week, and it probably isn't the whole day. It'll be part of a day that you can come in, be in a live trading environment, ask questions. I will talk about the market. My assistant will talk about the market as we're placing trades. I can't place them live, just so you know, because, well, it's illegal. So anybody that does live trading is trading sim accounts for you. And I guess maybe a prop account, but which leads to, well, I'll get to that. Anyway, so how do I start my day? Give you the macro market report, because as a new trader, we're trying to feed you the basis of a foundation of how you should approach the market. What has happened overnight around the world? What's moving the market? So you have an idea from the fundamental aspect of things, what's driving price. because price is the end all. We do that for Bitcoin as well. I don't trade a lot of Bitcoin on occasion, but I am pretty much, I've got a little bit of a crypto position, and I just do that for asset allocation purposes. The but I do the report for you if you're a Bitcoin person. So I put that out. I also, for free, I do the market makers SPX option market outlook report for the morning. And that's to give you an idea of what's really moving the market from, you guys always talk about market makers going after liquidity. It's are we gamma positive? Are we gamma negative? Where is this market likely to get gobbled up? Where you're going to find support and resistance based off of the option market. We talk a little bit about the zero DTEs that are coming up, what those strike prices are, things that are going on in the option market. The big talk a few weeks ago was JP Morgan had a specific option trade on. Everybody was watching that. We were coming into an expiration. We had short covering, and I can go back as an example. We had a day, I believe it was a Friday, several weeks back before this big rally took place, and we alerted our clients. We said, hey, we should have been down 100 points in the S&P today. There is extensive buying going on. And so the more research we start digging up, we're looking at the filings. We had the CFAs buying and registering to buy $45 to $55 billion a week coming in. We had hedge funds, and you can see that off of our Commitment to Traders report. Hedge funds got historically short. And so we could sense the squeeze was coming. Institutions started buying along with the CFA, those analysts out there that are moving money. Because if you think about it, the market's down, and then all of a sudden it starts coming up, and we're moving at 4 or 5% in the S&Ps, and their clients want to know how come we're in cash. So now all of a sudden they're allocating cash to the market. So we were picking up all that stuff for our clients, and so we're getting that information out to you. So again, I digress a little bit, but I want to let you know. We also have, we put out a TradeHive balance break, balance failure setup report every morning. And if you know anything about trading balances, I love this report because not every market is a trending market. And they're far and few between because we spend half of our time in a balance. And so, what's broken out, what has come back, what's going to rotate. And we cover a multitude of different markets because I trade a multitude of different markets for our clients, and so do our clients. So we put that out. That's a read for me every morning. Another report that we put out is a TradeHive morning trend and reversal opportunity report. So what's trending and what perhaps is maybe a little bit out of control, and maybe we ought to be thinking about taking risk off the board, off the table. That's what I use that one for. The next one I go through is a TradeHive trap discovery report. And that sounds a lot like the trend and reversal opportunity, but this one is more about we've been in a trend. Everybody is either bearish or bullish, and they're not getting a return on their investment. And so we pick that up through the Commitment to Traders reports. We go through the analysis, and we look at it, and we rate it. We give you a score and what we're looking for and what prices would shift the market for buyers to come back or sellers to come back. So that's something I put together. And I blend all that for myself. I go through and I see what's correlated, what's not, as I put my morning together before the day starts. And then, of course, I always go through every morning for our clients. We do a TradeHive morning cross asset report. And that happens every morning because the market changes overnight. Yesterday is not the same as today. Something could have happened geopolitically. We may have another catalyst in the marketplace. And then the last thing we put out for our clients is the desk map, and basically it looks like this. And it's the S&Ps. It shows you where the supply, where the demand is, where the pivot points are, what is the likely magnet. That correlates with the SPX as well. We give you execution reminders, key levels, current context, bull scenarios, bear scenarios. And my reports for the TradeHive institutional framework for the ES that I do every morning, and I give that to you for free. We give you the probability side of things. Do we have a 50% or a 60% chance of going in one direction versus the other. So that's really what it's about. And it's super inexpensive. Our clients pay $250 a month to have those reports done for them. They have a team of research analysts that are putting that together for myself and for them. And then, of course, I look over the reports, I approve the reports, and then I note anything on top of it that needs to be said to help you make a better decision. I'm not here to help you make a trade per se, not to pull the trigger, but I am here to help you, give you some guidance as to what 30 years in the marketplace looks like, how I see the market, and then hopefully you can take something away from that. And it would be a massive benefit for you. But like I said, probably the best place to check things out is I would love for you to go and be a part of TradeHive community because I post a lot of information there. And I would like for that community, the whole basis is for those newer traders and the more experienced traders to share information, to talk about ultimately what's going on, why they might be looking at one market one way and vice versa. It is not a place where we're bragging on our trades. Good for you if you make a great trade. And I'm not saying you can't post it there. But what I don't want, I've seen those discords out there when I was kind of trying to figure out how could I take this information and help a trader out that's trying to get into this business, and maybe somebody that's struggling with the prop side. Maybe you've gotten a few payouts, but you're really not a professional trader, but you want to get there. And so I want to give you those fundamentals. I want to give you that framework to make really good decisions and when to stay out and when to be aggressive and get into the market. So I put some training up there. The basis of the training for you, if you're unfamiliar with how institutions actually trade, that is the basis of it, from risk management to how they allocate capital when they start to take capital off. Most people don't know that a desk trader is just not on their own. So there's an accountability aspect to it. There is a risk manager that is fully aware of what everybody's positions are. And it's not uncommon for them to come up and literally say, hey, we're at a position in this marketplace. We're a little extended. I would like for you to start taking off some risk. We can always get back into the market, but let's take some profits here. Or, hey, we're in a bad situation and you're not being disciplined and we need to get rid of this position. So those are the things that I'm trying to bring to the table, because I've heard about everybody talking about liquidity runs and how market makers are doing things. And the reality is most of it is just made up. It's really not how the market works. And that's the basis of it. Give you the fundamentals, give you the tools, give you the right scenarios to start looking at the market as a professional trader looks at the market. It'd be great to tell you, I don't win every time, but when I trade a multitude of different contracts, from commodities to the currency market, I primarily trade ES. That's my favorite market, that and NASDAQ to trade. So I talk a lot about that. That's why I give that away to you. But it's understanding how to move from one asset class to another is really the basis of it. And it opens up the door, because once you understand how to read the markets, when I say it opens up the door, it's going to open up the door for you to look at different asset classes out there, different commodities, different indexes, and see opportunities that maybe you would have never seen before. Because typically, if you're just trading ES, when ES is boring and I shouldn't be making any trades, that's when my assistant's overdoing other research and bringing to my attention different markets I need to be trading. So anyway, I would say that like I said, I'm not here to I don't compete with, nor do I have any interest in doing live trading per se out there. But I am there to help those live traders out there and those people that run those communities to help support their clients that are watching them trade. I've seen it all. Believe me, I've seen them blow out at real money. I've seen them make more money than you could ever imagine. I've got some of the craziest stories that I love to tell for a different time. and I'll kind of share that. The other thing I want to do on TradeHive Communities school site is once we get to 1,000 members is the goal. I will start bringing in some of my contacts that are some of the biggest institutional traders in the world and bring them on to talk a little bit about what they do, how they do it, and things that specifically would help you as a trader. But until we get there, that's a little difficult to get somebody to take time out of their day. But what's something else I could share with you? Basically, it's this. We're not competitors in general as traders, and this is a lonely business for a lot of people. But if you see the value of what TradeHive can bring to you as a trader, having for $250 a month a team of analysts that are doing the hard work before you ever get out of bed. We're doing the work from, I would say, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning up until about, I think we pretty much have everything done around 7:45. But we start posting those in the members area, so it's not coming at you all at one time. But it's like I said, it's up to you to take that information. Our clients do incredibly well with that information. We work very hard to provide you with the most professional analytics when it comes to the TradeHive daily market reports. And I don't know if you've got questions, comments, throw it in the comments section here on the YouTube, and I would be glad to answer those things. And TradeHive Community on School is going to be totally free for you. There is an upgraded version to some of the more the trainings that we are putting together that are very specific to systems and operations of systems and risk management to trade a solid system that's proven over 30 plus years. We have several different systems that we use, but primarily one is our go-to bread and butter. We are swing traders. We are scalpers. We trade anything from a daily, obviously looking at the longer term, but a daily type of swing trade to an hourly and even on a 15-minute type of swing. But I love to scalp because, that's what I did constantly in the pits, and so it's a natural thing for me. Everybody has a different personality when it comes to trading, and I think the hardest part is you've got to figure out what that is. I would like to help you find that out, and like I said, I've been doing it long enough that I really believe that we could probably get that sorted out in less than 30 minutes and then get you on the right path. But, everybody's got to find their own path in the trading world. This is the greatest business in the world. I want to see you succeed, which is why I decided to start offering those reports out to the general public or to the retail traders out there. So if you're a prop trader trying to make a living on the prop side, there is nobody out there that provides you the information that I provide you with. Like I said, it would cost you multiple six figures to have a team of analysts doing this for you so that you get up out of bed and everything is pre-planned for you. You go through the analysis, you make a determination of what direction you want to go, and then you get to work. So anyway, wish you all the luck. I'd appreciate it if you go check out our website, tradehivecommunity.com. Go join up. It's like I said, it's free over at the school TradeHive community side of things. I can throw a link in there for you as well. And that's about all I got. But I just really wanted to talk about, if you really want to trade, I think, and I apologize, I know this is getting a little lengthy, but, I know that there's a business model out there for some of those guys that are running those trading rooms, and they buy a multitude of prop accounts. And, in the real trading business, we can make a lot of money and we can lose a lot of money. And if you can get consistent about it, you can make a damn good living doing this, a really good living doing this. I don't understand from my perspective. I mean, I do understand. It's a great business model. Buy 20 or 40 accounts, copy trade off of it, have accounts that you can be entertaining people with where you can YOLO into a trade with CPI coming out. That's not conducive. I venture to say that you really have learned nothing other than some setups and zero zero knowledge as to how the markets really work. And if you, I guess you could copy trade them, um, but YOLOing your account is not going to keep you around. So my job, I always look at it like this when I work with new traders, is to get you profitable, get you consistently profitable and off to the races, and be here as a sounding board, somebody that you can call. I give my number to everybody. They know how to get a hold of me. And in an emergency, I'm usually always available. But with that said, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. I hope it made sense. We work really hard to put that information out and help our clients make a crap ton of money. And look forward to seeing you over at the website or over at school. Appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.